So do you need more customers? Do you need more golfers and sponsors? Or do you just need more revenue? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello, everyone. My name is Phil Mordino with the GTAA. In over 30 years, we've had the opportunity to work with thousands of tournament planners around the world. We see what works and we see what doesn't work. And our mission, our job is to bring that information to you, to share with you the things that work in increasing your business or improving your tournament. We have one simple mission: to help you produce the best event possible and maximize your income. So we all need sales. If we're a golf course, we need more customers. If we're a supplier vendor, we need more customers. If we're a tournament, we need more golfers and sponsors. And so we all need sales. And that's what we're going to talk about today: is how do we sell more? We're going to break this session up into three main topics. One, how to find and keep more customers, how the selling process, what's the step-by-step process, as well as how to close more deals. See, selling is not an accident. It's a process. To get good at anything, there's a step-by-step process. If you want to get in shape, you have to exercise and eat right. There's a process involved. If you want to start a business, there's a process. You need to learn management. You need distribution, sales, marketing. There's a step-by-step process. If you want to be a better golfer, you need the right equipment. You need to take lessons, you need to practice and play. There's a process. Well, selling is the same way. There is a step-by-step process in selling, and we're going to go through every step to help you increase your business. Now, if you've already had sales training, then this really is kind of a reminder and maybe a refresher course. But if you haven't had sales training, you might be losing some sales that you didn't realize. So stay tuned, take lots of notes, because we're going to go through step by step on how to sell more. Thanks for joining us. Hey, just a quick reminder, I don't want to waste your time. I want to get right to the point. So to get the best view above the video, just click speaker's view to make sure you're getting the right view. And let's get started. So the very first step in selling more is preparation, being prepared. Now, I know that sounds a little cliche-ish, but the more prepared you are, the more sales you're going to make. It's that simple. And the first step in preparation is attitude. Now, again, I know right now it's tough to have a great attitude, especially with all that's going on throughout the country, but your attitude is key, because you need to be excited about what you're doing. You need to be excited about what you're selling and what you're offering. See, if you're not excited about what you do and what you offer, how are you going to get other people's excited? You know, sometimes we're embarrassed to think we're selling or we're salespeople. Selling sometimes can get a bad reputation. We think of selling as maybe being pushy, or used car sales, or insurance, and a lot of high pressure. But selling is not that. Selling is simply getting people excited about what you're excited about and offering them value. So if we can keep a positive attitude, have the confidence that our product, our service is the best compared to anybody, and stay excited about that, then we're going to be able to get others excited. But also, we need to make sure that what we do offer helps them, not us. This is not about us, it's about them. And we got to keep that in mind with our attitude throughout the whole process. So attitude is key in your preparation. The second step in preparation is setting goals. Again, I know it's cliche, we all got to set goals, but I find that many groups and many companies do not set specific goals, detailed goals that break down exactly how you're going to achieve the big picture. So if you're a golf course, for example, you need to know, how many new tournaments do we need next year versus how many do we have on the books already or last year? How many players per event do we need? How much revenue per player in every event? That includes not just green fees and food and beverage, but also merchandise and additional services. How many calls, how many phone calls do I need to make to get to that goal? A lot of people miss that part. How big is my database? How many people do I need in my database to get to the original goal? And what's the detailed marketing plan to reach my goal? So that's if you're a golf course. If you're a vendor, if you're a supplier, how many more customers do you need? What's the average profit per sale? How many calls do you need to make every day to get to that goal? And then what's your specific marketing plan to reach those goals? If you're a tournament planner, how much profit do you need to make? Where's that money going? How many sponsors do you need and at what price to reach that profit? Because, sponsors pretty much are the profit. What do you offer those sponsors to get them engaged, to give them that return on investment? How many golfers do you want this year? How many gifts and prizes do you need? Not just in the goodie bags, but also gifts and prizes for the winners. How many people on your committee to reach those goals in selling sponsors, recruiting golfers, and getting gifts? So these are just some of the specific goals, and we're going to break those down in the future much more when we get into specific phone calls. So in your preparation, you need to have a great attitude. You need to set specific goals. And then number 3, very important, do your homework. This is a step that a lot of us miss. Preparation takes homework. Now, what is homework? Homework is simply knowing your product in and out or service, knowing your competition, and knowing your customer. So many of us just try to get right into our sales pitch and really not even do our homework to find out about our customer and about our competition. But you need to know your product. And I know that sounds simple, but I mean, in detail, if you're a golf course, who built your facility, who's the chef, what makes your facility different? But more importantly, how does it serve the needs of your customer? If you do know your product, then you're going to have to know your competition, because your competition wants that business just as bad as you do. So you need to know, where's your competition? How are they different than you? What's the pricing difference? How are they better or how are they worse? This is going to come up in the future. So you need to do your homework on your competition. And then most importantly, do your homework and know your customer. What are their needs? What are their wants? Find out everything you can in advance of talking to these people, because it'll help you be better prepared to making your sales presentation. Now, once you've done your homework, once you're confident, you have a good attitude, and you set specific goals, then we're going to get into the next step, which is simply the introduction. The introduction is the key to setting the stage for your presentation. This is where I like to say, we break the ice. Our goal is to create an atmosphere that makes them feel comfortable. We've all dealt with salespeople that have been high pressure or get right to the point and too pushy for me. But I like to make sure that I make the customer feel comfortable in that relationship. And you only have just a few moments to create that first impression. So you want to make sure that you're building that relationship. You're making them feel comfortable. You're building this atmosphere of comfort so that they're much more relaxed in doing business with you. You want to build that relationship in that introduction stage. And that's not complicated. It doesn't need to take a lot of time. You just simply ask some simple question. How are you? How's business? If you've done your homework, you know some questions to ask. How's the business going, and what's happening in your industry? So simply asking questions helps build that relationship. And then you just want to create that comfort. You want to create that comfort level. So you're going to be talking about the weather, talking about health, anything that breaks the ice and makes them feel comfortable. And then finally, in that introduction stage, you want to show that you are a quality company, a quality organization. We all want to do business with a first-class organization that we know, really can fit the bill and do what they say they're going to do. And we've all dealt with shady companies. So remember, that first few moments, they're going to sum you up. They're going to look at you, look at your website. They're going to look at your brochure. They're going to look how you're dressed, how you speak, and they're going to know whether you are a quality organization or just a fly-by-night. So very important. Come across as first class, because we all want to deal with that type of company. So in that introduction stage, make sure that you make them feel comfortable. You're setting the stage, you're building this atmosphere and building that relationship and showing that you're a first-class organization. Very, very important in that first few moments of that presentation. Once you've made them feel comfortable, once you built that relationship, now it's real important to ask the right questions. What I like to call is the qualification stage. We're going to qualify that customer. How many times have you been in a presentation where someone's trying to sell you something and all they do is get right into the pitch? They don't know anything about you. They don't know anything about your needs. All they do is want to sell you something and get your money. That's the worst feeling, because everyone wants our money. So our job is to ask the right questions. We want to make sure that we understand our customer in detail. What are their needs? What are their wants? See, this is not about you. This is not about your money and your sale. This is about them and how do you serve their needs? Because if you help enough people get what they want, you're going to get what you want. And that comes with asking questions, finding out. So get to know your customer. Find out how they operate. Ask them, what are their goals? If they're a fundraiser, how much they want to raise. Find out what's in their budget. What's their decision-making process? Understand their needs. See, people don't want to buy something. They have a need they need to fill, whether it's raising money, whether that's entertaining customers, whether that's making more profit. They have a need, and it's our job to find out what that need is so that we can best serve that. We want to help them reach their potential. I can assure you that rarely does a supplier or golf course ever ask me, how big do you think you can be? What is your depth of your contact list? How big is your board? How big is your committee? These are important questions to ask if you want to learn and find out what their potential is, because you just don't want to sell them something and say goodbye. We want to help them reach their potential. So when you understand them and you understand their needs and their wants, their objectives, their goals, and how they operate and what their budget is, now I think you're ready to start making a presentation. Without that, you're shooting in the dark. You are trying to sell something that you may not even know that they need or they can afford. So it's important that you understand everything about them before you get into the main presentation. The main presentation is key. This is the impact. This is the power punch. This is where you're creating value. You're sharing how important your product or service or golf course is, so that they're convinced they can spend the money. So don't take that lightly. Don't just assume they know all about you. Don't just assume they understand the benefits. So your job in this segment of the presentation is to create value. Remember, they're about to spend a lot of money, and they're thinking in their head, why am I spending my money with this person? So they can buy anywhere. They can go anywhere, buy anything from anybody. It doesn't have to be you. So your job is to create that value, but more importantly, explain the benefits. What is the benefits to them? Not to you. What are the benefits to them by working with you and your property or your service or your event? If they understand the benefits to them, then they start getting into the buying mode. Go in depth. If you're a golf course, explain to them why your property is better than somebody else's. Is your chef better? Is the design better? Is the customer service better? How do you compare to the other facilities, especially your pricing? So know the competition so you can best compare yourself and make yourself obviously look better through the value and benefits that you offer. If you're a supplier, what's the quality of your product, again, compared to your competition? What's the pricing? How fast are we going to get it delivered? Is there a money-back guarantee? All these things are going through our head as we're about to buy something. So create that value by sharing those benefits. If you're a tournament, why is your tournament better? What makes it different? What makes it unique? Golfers have the opportunity and sponsors have the opportunity to be involved with any tournament. Why do they want to be involved with you? What are you offering them? What's in it for them? What's the return on investment for sponsors? What are the golfers getting? Are they getting a great facility? Are they getting a great event? Obviously, the charity is important, but it's very, very important that in this presentation that you are creating value, sharing the benefits that benefit them, and don't take for granted that they know all about you. Your job is to help serve their need, and you do that with that presentation. Now is the key part, because now what happens is once you've made your presentation, now the concerns come up. Maybe some people call them objections, but bottom line, it's the reason they're not buying right now. It could be a no, it could be a maybe, it could be a hesitation, but don't panic. Okay, a concern means they're interested. Just so you know, because if we're not interested, we don't have any concerns, we go away. But if we have a concern, that means we're interested. We just don't have enough of the information yet to make that decision. So we want to overcome their concerns. See, here's your job. Your job, you're a problem solver. And I want to solve my customer's problems by helping him overcome his concerns or her concerns or objections. Okay, and they come in many, many different shapes. You've heard them all. It's too expensive. We have to think about it. Maybe we'll make a decision next week. We got to take it back to our committee. We've all heard these concerns. So your job is to give them all the information they need so that they can get rid of their fears and make a good qualified decision based on the information you give them. So don't be afraid to ask them, what is their concern? Let's get to the bottom line. So here's kind of the guidelines that you want to follow when you're hearing concerns or objections. Number one, don't take it personal. This is not about you. It's about them. They're about to spend some money, but they're scared. They want to make sure that they're making the right decision. And your job is to help them make that right decision. Because remember, you've got confidence that you've got the best product, the best service, the best facility. So if they don't go with you, they're making a mistake. You got to have that confidence. But then you want to be a problem solver. So don't take it personal. Make sure that you understand their concern. Let them know you understand. So I like to repeat it. So what you're telling me is that you're thinking this might be too expensive. Is that what I'm hearing? Is that you're feeling that we're a little bit too expensive? Well, now, if you've done your homework, you know your competition, you either know that you are expensive or you're not expensive, but you're also going to know what your value is. So you'll be able to justify that little additional cost. If you know the value, you can justify additional expenses. So make sure that you understand, if money's the concern, why you're a little bit more expensive and the quality or the value that they're going to get with that. You're a problem solver. That's your job. Understand their concerns and then make sure you help them understand the value and take away those fears, because your job is to help them make the qualified decisions. Okay, so now once you've overcome those objections, those concerns, now it's time to ask for the order. Now it's time to close the sale. See, a lot of us salespeople are afraid to ask for the sale. We're afraid of that word no. We don't want to ruin that relationship. We don't want to put on any pressure. We don't want to worry about if they're not going to like us. We want to make sure that, again, with our confidence, that they're making the right decision. So we're going to have, with confidence, ask for the order, and don't be afraid. There's an old saying, I can live with a no, but a maybe will put me out of business. So we don't want a bunch of maybes out there. And I can tell you, we all have a list of maybes. And if we get too many of them, we'll be out of business. So we either need to know yes or no. So this is the point in time in the presentation that you're going to ask for the order. And it doesn't need to be high pressure. It doesn't need to be pushy. And don't be afraid, because that's what you're there for. You're not a professional visitor. You're a salesperson, whether you want to admit it or not. So your job is to ask for the order. And it's simply asking certain questions to get to that point. One could be, do you like what you heard? How do you feel about all the things that we've talked about? Can we move forward on this situation? Are you ready to move forward? Can I hold the date for you? Is there a certain date you need this delivered by? Can we write you down as in? Can I get your authorization? Can we get a deposit to get this thing started? So there's a lot of ways to do it without being too pushy. I like to give people options. I give them an option that says, is this a good date, or does another date work better for you? Are you thinking 1 dozen or maybe 2 dozen? What package works best for you? Ask these questions and you're going to get some response. Either those objections are going to keep coming out, those concerns are going to keep coming out, or you're going to be able to move forward. But the last thing you want to do is let them go home and just think about it for months and then never get back with them, and then you're in trouble. So I like to finalize the details. Is this your detailed contact information? Do you normally put this on a credit card, or do you have a purchase order? When do you want this delivered by? So ask these pertinent questions. They're not high pressure. They're not pushy. They're just simply moving the process forward. But if you don't ask, You're going to get a maybe, and then they're going to get thrown in a pile of a bunch of maybes. But let them know it's an easy process. There's an easy step-by-step process to move forward, and we're here to make this as simple as possible. Can I get your signature? What is your delivery address? Did you know we offer a money-back guarantee? See, if you don't ask these questions, you're not going to get the sale. I can't tell you how many times that I've called the golf course and got the benefits, got the pricing. They never called me back. They never asked if I'm in, nothing. They lost a lot of business. So it's very, very important that we ask for that order so that you can move forward. Now, this next stage of the game is going to take your business to new levels. And a lot of folks don't take advantage of this. And we call it add-on selling. This is the difference between little sales and big sales. This is the stage of the presentation where you can double, triple, quadruple your business if you do it properly. Your job is to make sure that you offer more value. Yes, now you've got the customer. Now you've got their trust. They're in, they're with you. But now you want to build them as a long-term customer and offer them more benefits and more value. So have those, ready. Have more items available that you can add on. Have more events that you can add on. Have bundled packages, long-term agreements. I love to give this example because golf courses do not take advantage of the situation. Think about this. Let's say you're a golf course and you book an event for 72 players and it's $50 a person. So you just made a sale of $3,600. You're happy, you're content, you got the sale. But think about this. If you can help that customer fill their field with golfers to 144, you just double that sale from 3,600 to 7,200. Now you add $25 per person of merchandise per person. You just added another $3,600. Then you add $15 per person on some additional services, maybe hole-in-one insurance, maybe signage, maybe photography. Now what you, and then you can obviously food and beverage. So now what you've just done is taken that $3,600 sale to $16,000. That's add-on selling. But here's the magic. Are you ready? Turn that $16,000 sale into a 3-year agreement. People love package deals, okay? And if you've done a good job, you've proven yourself, they're sold on you, you turn that into a 3-year agreement, you just tripled that money. You've just taken that $16,500 sale to $50,000. So yes, you can get excited about 3,600, but wouldn't you get a little bit more excited about $50,000? So golf courses are perfect place to add on selling. Now, let's say you're a tournament planner and you sell a sponsor for $2,500. You're happy, you're excited, okay, great. But why not sell them 2 more foursomes on top of that at a discount price? Why not sell them golf shirts with their logo on it at another $2,000? Why not do a 3-year deal? So you've now taken that $2,500 event, sponsorship up to $15,000 with a couple quick little questions. That's add-on selling. This is the process where you can double, you can triple your business simply by bundling, simply through long-term agreements, simply through selling additional events or long-term agreements. So double their value when you add on. Don't just get more money. You want to show them and give them more value. And you'll get repeat customers year after year if you sign long-term agreements. Now, the final step, very essential, and I can assure you that most people do not do this. And we're all guilty of it. I can assure you, every one of us are guilty of this next step, and we don't do it enough. And that's simply the follow-up. Now, it sounds cool, follow-up is great, but we really don't follow up, okay? We get the money, we get the contract, we're happy, we don't even contact that customer again for months. So here's the deal. They feel cheap. They feel cheap, they feel used, like you did not really serve them properly because that was about a one-time sale. And if we do that, we're not gonna have long-term customers. So here's the deal. It's 5 times more expensive to get a new customer than it is to keep your current customers. Okay, so we have to bend over backwards, making our current customers feel loved, feel wanted. And it's not complicated. It's not a tough process. We all can do it very simply. Here's just a few little ideas. It's all about communication. Okay, staying in touch. After any sale, write them at minimum a thank you note. A powerful handwritten thank you note says, I really appreciate your business. Recognize them, put them on your website, put them in your brochures, put your customers everywhere, get a quote from them, showing them that you appreciate their business. But recognition is a great way to communicate and show them that you appreciate them. Ongoing communication. I have not found one golf course in this country that sends out a monthly communication about tournaments. Oh yeah, I get 100 emails a day about the new weekend special or the new lunch deal or whatever. But how about a monthly communication on what's happening with tournaments? Staying in touch, staying in front of your customer on a regular basis. Maybe an individual email that says, hey, I was just thinking about you. I got this idea. I wanted to share it with you. There's some these new products. We got a closeout deal. Just was thinking about you. I wanted to see if this would be of any benefit to you. Communicate with your customers on an ongoing basis, out of sight, out of mind. So a monthly newsletter, a monthly email, little handwritten notes. Buy them gifts. Gifts are so powerful. If a customer spends $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 with you, the least you could do is spend $100 on a thank you gift. I don't care if that's a nice golf shirt. It might be a dinner for two. Say thank you in a powerful way with a gift or present. They love that. We all love that. Come on, let's face it. We all love those gifts and presents. So follow up is key. Out of sight, out of mind. Stay in touch. Show them that you appreciate their business, you appreciate their money, you appreciate them as a customer, and you do that by staying in touch. I have to tell you a quick little story about follow-up. It's so important. I had booked a golf course one time and given them a $500 deposit 6 months in advance. And we'd really basically, through the process, found a better golf course, a better deal. And so we ended up booking the other golf course. I kind of almost forgot about the deposit. Well, the golf course calls me 2 weeks in advance of our tournament and says, how many players do you have? And I said, oh, sorry, apologize. We changed venues. And sure, we lost our deposit. But guess what? That golf course lost probably a $30,000 deal. Why? Because they didn't follow up. Follow up, stay in touch with the customers. It's the difference between future selling and not selling at all. So those are the key steps in selling. I encourage you to memorize them. I encourage you to really work hard at implementing them in your sales presentation. Now, before I wrap up, let me just tell you real quick about the GTAA for those of you who do not know. Maybe you're new, but we're here to serve you. The GTAA has a lot of benefits that can help you in whatever business that you're in. If you're a golf course, if you're a supplier, or if you're a tournament planner, we have educational materials. We have a book on how to produce a successful golf tournament, 100 pages every step of the way on producing that golf tournament. We have another book called The Complete Guide to Games, Tournaments, and Formats. There's over 400 games and formats in this book that will be very helpful, not just to you, but to your customers. We have a night golf manual, if you're interested in that. We both have e-versions and hard copies of all these books and manuals. We have a golf-a-thon manual, 100 holes of golf, which raises a lot of money for charities. We also have a certification program. If you want to take your education, your knowledge, your confidence, your experience, and your exposure to a whole new level, you may want to think about getting certified. We have a certification program for tournament planners. We have a certification for golf tournament consultants, if you want to get in this business. And then we also have a tournament certified golf course program that really tells your customers that you know what you're doing, that you're there to help them and serve them. We will do ongoing webinars, so we encourage you to join us in the future. We'll be doing these once a month. Now that you're on our list, we're going to invite you back, and we appreciate you being here today. So let me just wrap up by saying this. Sales is everything. It's everything your business, and it's not about you, and it's not about your pocketbook. It's about your customers, serving the needs of your customers. And I promise, if you help people get what they want, you are going to get what you want. So here are the final steps. Number one, do your homework. Understand everything you can about them, your competition, and yourself. Build a relationship. We much would rather do business with someone that we know and that we like. Present value. Make sure that what you're offering them helps them and their concerns with their goals. Ask for the order. Don't be afraid. Don't be pushy. Just ask for the order. Move forward. Add value. Once you've got them as a customer, add additional value and you'll make more money. Keep them as customers long term by staying in touch with them. Communicate on a monthly basis with your whole database. Send out newsletters, send out emails, personal thank yous. Stay in touch. Show customers that they're important. Make sure that they realize they're just not money in your pocket. You show them they're important, they'll be with you long term, and you'll sell a lot more and keep those customers coming back year after year. Hey, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you being here. We're glad we could share this information. We'll be back in touch soon with a future webinar. And this is Phil Mordino signing off. Have a great season. Take care.